Mike's Daily Podcast.
We're in Podcastro today, the last place on earth. There was a protest, I think, on Tuesday.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That was starting at 880 and went down Maury and went to the City Hall. That's the place where I got mad and I had to go to a ball that was asking Mike Matthews why his dog was off leash. And then I started to cry because I had to pay like a $300 fine. And I tried to talk myself out of it, but I couldn't because
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The police officers showed up. And I thought they wouldn't show up because I was contesting the
Mike's
dog fine ticket.
Daily
Dog fine ticket.
Podcast.
Dog fine ticket.
Yeah!
Kitty at my foot and I wanna pet it. Kitty at my foot and I wanna pet it. That was such a good album. Presidents of the United States, their debut album. Wow. Lump, Peaches. There's so many good songs on that album. Those are the two that you may know. But I have to go back. I bought it at I think Rasputin's for like $2 because it used CD store. I used to love getting used stuff all the time. And I really haven't listened to it. And I started listening to a couple songs and I was, wow, these guys were Bald lead singer, like Midnight Oil. Let's hear it for Bald Guys. That's a podcast picture today. Yours truly, Bald Guy. Bald. And let's see. So, what else was good about that band? Great lyrics, rockin' songs, upbeat, makes you want to be in a rock band. Just goofy videos. So, okay, back to what the heck? Let me try and find the string that will lead me back to the beginning of the tunnel, the opening. Because I'm lost in the dark. And where am I? Can I get out of the rabbit hole? Oh, so they started walking down Maury, the protesters in Fremont, and they got to the...
And here's today's podcast picture.
City Hall. The picture's not of Fremont City Hall, but... Oh, yeah, that's where I spent... I remember... Yeah. So I pleaded my case that my dog... Basil the Boxer, who will bark for you momentarily, he was off leash in an area where it said you could have dogs off leash. And then they said no, because you were on the bike path, and the bike path they have to be on leash. Well, I don't know that. And they said, oh, there was a sign. Well, I didn't see the sign. I got on the trail here, and I put it out on a map. I drew it out schematically, printed it on my really bad printer at home. Basil cost me $300 at the end of the day. As a $300 well spent because I pled my case, and then I found out from many dog owners, you never win. They always win. But the fact that the two police officers showed up to basically smack a fly with a wood pallet from Home Depot makes no sense. Why? Just let me, I pleaded my case. The judge even said, oh, I see what you're saying, Mr. Matthews, but in the end, when you put the leash on the dog, Basil, you, in fact, were pleading, you were, You were admitting to your guilt, is what he said. When you put the leash on the dog, you admitted to your guilt, so and since you've already paid the $300, we're just going to keep it. Because, yeah, you had to pay the $300 to even contest it. I don't know. The laws are all messed up. Not to make a quantum leap from that to police brutality, but sometimes the law isn't, nice. That's all I'm saying. But then some police officers overnight were killed near Santa Cruz. So that's not good either, but... Anywho, the protest, this was on Tuesday. They walked then from City Hall to, there's a police station right over here in Fremont by Lake Elizabeth. But from what I heard, it was all calm. Meanwhile, in Podcastro Valley, at the Podcastro Valley Village, they have boarded up just about everything now. And this is after the fact. This was like not because windows were broken. It was because people didn't want windows to be broken. And stores that you would be like, what? Why? What are you going to steal out of there anyway? Why do you think this is going to get singled out and knocked down? A little bit hysterical, but we've seen a lot of hysteria in 2020. And not the great Def Leppard album that had Pour Some Sugar on Me, Rocket, Animal, Hysteria. Which, by the way, it's kind of fun to, if you Google or if you YouTube Taylor Swift, Def Leppard, back when Taylor Swift, before she went pop and was still trying to be country, she's wearing, and she's young as it is, but she was way too young to be wearing the dress she was wearing with Def Leppard. I don't know. Def Leppard rocked it, though, with their, they did Hysteria, and Taylor sang a couple lines on it. I think she messed up some words, though, but that's on the YouTube somewhere. Along with all the other stuff that I've been mentioning lately. I've been watching on YouTube some amazing things like Howard Jones singing Hide and Seek. What? Yes, at Live Aid in 1985. He got up there on his piano. Howard Jones, the guy that went, whoa, and no one is to blame. Dun, dun. And what is love anyway? I need an everlasting love. His songs were pretty uplifting, syntho pop type stuff. But he got up there on the grand piano and played Hide and Seek. And I had a cassette tape of this through college I used to listen to over and over again. It had all the stuff from Live Aid, David Bowie doing Heroes with Thomas Dolby on keyboard, Sade, or some people call her Sade, and she doesn't seem to age. Who else was on this tape? It was mostly the British acts. And there was then Howard Jones singing that song. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont today. Style Council did an amazing. They used to be the Jam, which they are alluded to in the Tears for Fears song, Sowing the Seeds of Love. Kick out the style, bring back the Jam. Because Tears for Fears didn't care for Style Council and liked the Jam better. But to each his own, right? So the podcast picture today is of yours truly, and this was on a wonderful walk over in Podcastro Valley as you walk towards the east side of the, what do you call it? Lake Chabot. Which, by the way, the east side, I found this out just now. The east side of Lake Chabot is called Honker Bay. Honker Bay. Yes, in Podcastro Valley. So you walk past that on the Live Oak Trail, and that's a podcast picture there with all the ferns behind me. We took that just a few weeks ago. See that at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Well, I really should have written down everything that I heard. Oh my gosh. Colin Powell has endorsed Joe Biden. When is Colin Powell going to run for president? Be my question for you. Be interesting. There is a TV show called Psych that I used to enjoy because it supposedly took place in Santa Barbara, even though I was told later they filmed it in Canada. I can't think of the guy's name. James Rade, Dooley. Oh, I can't think of the actors' names. But it had its funny moments. It had Kurt Smith from Tears for Fears on it a couple times. Lots of 80s references. I didn't know they did a movie. They did a 2-hour movie that appeared on TV in 2017 where they brought back most of the characters. And the actor that played Lassiter, and he's younger than me, he had a stroke. I had no idea about that. All the stuff I've been Wikipediaing lately. So that shocked me. I found that news out and watched the wonderful... But he does appear in the 2-hour episode as the Juliet character who was the partner of Lassiter, a police partner. She does like a FaceTime with him, And because the actor had just recovered from a stroke, they just did like a quick little chat, FaceTime chat. So you didn't actually have to see. He could act without him, showing, getting too much, because they had just had a dang stroke. But I guess he's doing better, so that's good. And apparently the next psych movie, which they are working on now, I am told, is going to be called Lassie Come Home, which is definitely a reference to Lassiter. So hopefully he will be coming back, has recovered enough. Interesting, though, on the show, in the movie, they said he had 2 daughters now, and in real life, the actor has 2 daughters. So I guess it was a reference to that. And that's pretty much it for today's show. I was going to talk about stuff that's going on. I guess we kind of hit on that a little bit. But it's Sunday, and I'm in Fremont, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm going to go out and get some sunshine. Go out and get the sun on your face. Feel that sun on your face and realize that there's hope, and that we're going to get out of this all just fine, because the sun is still up there, and that's good for our lives, because we need it. The trees are still processing the oxygen for us, and we're giving them the carbon dioxide. So that's pretty much it, hopefully going to keep happening. Look who's out here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. How come you haven't boarded up the windows at Cafe anyway?
Well, because I think it's a little bit hysterical to do that. I think we've now come out of the protests for the most part. Although last night in Podcaster Valley, I think I heard fireworks, but lots of loud booms going on around 9 p.m. last night. But yes, hopefully we are coming to an understanding with all the people involved in this country and the world.
All our windows are going to get broken, Mike Matthews. All my stuff is going to get stolen out of the gift shop at Cafe anyway.
I think you're being hysterical. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, I've put a electronic force field around the cafe anyway, so we'll be fine. And nothing will go wrong. Look, I brought a friend with me. He wanted to say something about Trump.
You just don't do that, Mr. President. It isn't cool.
Oh, wow. Nice to meet you, Pat Robertson. Okay, everybody, next show, it's going to be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Thank you for listening to FFF2056
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!